Hi, I'm Dr. Kenny Levine. Welcome to Health Talk. Health Talk is seen on UVerse Channel 19 and WEYW19.com. I'm a dentist. I'm a periodontist. But this show is not about dentistry. This show is about your total medical health from the top of your head down to the bottom of your feet. And we're going to have different medical and dental specialists and support personnel, which we're going to interview every week. And tonight, it is my really extreme pleasure to have Dr. Geronemus here. Richard, welcome.
Thank you.
I need to give you a little bit of an introduction because you and I know each other really well. Richard is one of my dearest friends. He happens to be a dentist. He happens to be my dentist, and we share a lot in common, don't we?
We sure do.
Tell us a little bit about your background, how you got into dentistry. Maybe didn't have a choice.
Well, I thought I had a choice, and I started off in law, but I quickly came to my senses. And dentistry is in my blood. And my dad was a dentist, his two brothers, and they were in Hollywood, were a dentist. I practiced with my dad for 20 years. I have an aunt who was a hygienist. Her brother was a well-known periodontist
Morty.
in Miami, Dr. Rosenbluth. My mother's brother was a dentist, and I have a first cousin who was a dentist. So I was trapped. I was there.
You were raised, you're a little bit unusual because you were raised down in South Florida.
I was born here. I was the last class out of the old Fort Lauderdale High. I went to Tulane undergraduate school in New Orleans, and I had a choice of dental school being in the South or going north, and I really felt I was coming back to my dad's practice. And we chose, I got married before my freshman year, who I am still married to, going on 48 years now.
If you behave.
If I behave.
Right.
And it was a great experience for us in New York. Right. I was in the Air Force for 2 years after, where I got tremendous clinical experience. And we are now long-time, Fort Lauderdale residents coming back. Our kids grew up here. And life has just been beautiful in that way.
Things that I'm doing now in my practice are not what I was taught in school, and certainly I know you well enough to know that's exactly how you feel.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think there's a thing that we do from the very basics now that we learn in dental school, and that's been the exciting part because you keep. But I feel now that it just gets better and better. And the equipment we have, the materials we have, it allows me to have fun and more fun. And that's why I still do it, and that's why I have no intentions not to do it.
Me neither. When I talk with restorative dentists, I know what you can do. I'm amazed at the aesthetic, the cosmetic things that you can do for patients. When we were in school, we were told that we had to drill a hole and we had to make it wide enough so that there could be retention to hold it in place until somebody ended up needing a crown. Today, it's all different.
It's all different.
So why don't you talk a little bit about bonding and how that got started?
Well, bonding was started by a Dr. Erwin Smigel, who is recognized in the Smithsonian, and the museum is in Baltimore, as the father of really modern bonding. And I started with Erwin as a protege of 30 years ago, and we were doing things that almost were considered heresy to what we were taught as far as the aesthetics, that it just wouldn't work, it wouldn't last. And it's just progressed, it's gotten more sophisticated. We started with direct bonding, using our hands with materials, going from that to porcelain bonding and the different types of porcelain bonding. Some were weaker, some are now very, very strong and conservative and preserves tooth structure and actually makes tooth structure stronger. So you have the aesthetic change and you have the strengthening change. And as we get older, our teeth desiccate from within and they become brittle, and that's why color change.
Well, let's talk about getting older in just a minute. We're going to get back in a minute with you. It's Dr. Kenny Levine with Health Talk, and we'll be back in just a minute or so. Thank you.
When you're smiling,
First impressions are priceless.
I'm Dr. Kenny Levine. For the past 37 years, we've been helping patients of all ages restore their smiles. Today, with modern technology and lasers, we're able to treat infants of 7 days old. We treat their parents. We help them not only keep their teeth, but restore function for the rest of their lives.
Call 954-603-7109.